how many times have we heard this story before? The U.S. economy? Bad. Wall Street bonuses? Not so bad, according to Wall Street. Well, get ready for more good/bad news. Bonuses on the famous street shot up almost 20% from the year before. And joining us from New York live now is Megan Carpentier, blogger for the Washington Independent. Good to have you here, Ms. Carpentier. So, 2009, 17% increase in bonuses. So we've heard the story about the outrage about bonuses when it comes to Wall Street bankers. I'm guessing this just kind of adds to the fire a little bit.
Well, and I think it's important to note it's a 17% increase in terms of cash bonuses. It doesn't even take into account deferred compensation for the CEOs that got stock options that can't be exercised for a couple of years. So actually the total amount of bonuses offered to Wall Streeters last year was significantly higher than that. I think that the reason they announced the comptroller in New York State announced it today, he did announce it by saying it's great for New York State because these people have to pay taxes on these bonuses. It isn't, however, so great for a lot of people who have to pay taxes but still don't have jobs.
Ms. Carpentier, I'm listening to your response to that question, and I'm just thinking, oh, wow, the story just gets even better from here. The question that I always seem to have when I hear stories about this, and it's been happening pretty regularly in the past several months, is how do they get away with this?
Well, I think they get away with it. I mean, if you read DiNapoli's statement, who's the comptroller, he pointed out that that in 2009, Wall Street firms made about $55 billion in profits alone, which was a pretty good-sized increase from losing $43 billion the year before. And so from that perspective, you know, $22 billion worth of bonuses to a rather large group of people maybe doesn't seem so far outside of what the norm is. It's also down a third from their last year in which they made a profit, which was 2007. So it seems like in response to a lot of public pressure, they're reducing the size of their bonus pools overall, but they're still handing out billions of dollars in bonuses because of the fact that they were able to earn profits after U.S. taxpayers bailed them out.
But there are millions of Americans out there who don't even have an opportunity to earn a $1 bonus. And so you could understand the outrage when it comes to a lot of Americans across the country.
I mean, I think that's the reason why these bonuses keep getting a lot of attention is that, you know, even if you're unemployed, you're still paying taxes. And so you have tax season coming up April 15th when everyone's going to have to pay something in the system or not, you know, file a return at the very least, including these bankers. And yet here's somebody, you know, a group of people who are getting $22 billion in bonuses in addition to all the billions of dollars they received in taxpayer monies last year to keep their businesses afloat. And yet a lot of businesses and a lot of ordinary Americans are having difficulty staying afloat, and no one's tossing them bonuses, let alone lifelines from the government.
Now, I know I'm going to ask you to speak for these bankers here, but you said earlier that they justify these bonuses because they at least turn a profit, but do they sleep well at night knowing that they are taking in millions of dollars, whereas most people are struggling to even put food on the table?
Well, I'm guessing as not that I know because I've never earned $1 million, but I'm guessing $1 million bonus goes a long way towards buying a really nice bed.
Well, I guess that's the way they go ahead and justify all this. What have you heard from the street? I mean, if you have, what have you heard from the streets of New York about? I mean, is there that sense, still that same sense of outrage that you hear across the country in New York, where they are much more closer to Wall Street and these financial wizards?
Well, I think it's a little bit back and forth in New York because, of course, there is some sense that that money trickles down. If a bunch of people on Wall Street get bonuses, they're, you know, tipping better, they're going out to restaurants. It is trickling down to the service economy in New York to some degree. And there's a lot of talk whenever bonuses are up or down of how it affects the real estate market overall, how it affects the service industry here in New York. And I think there's such an allure among New Yorkers, or Wall Street holds such an allure for some New Yorkers that it doesn't seem as big a deal here as it does someplace where the cost of living isn't so high and unemployment's much higher.
Megan Carpentier, thank you for joining us and shedding some lights on this really, really cliche of a story.